breaking news.
Note, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made fair use for the purposes such as criticism, news reporting, educational, informative, and more. No copyright infringement intended. This video falls under fair use guidelines. Any attempt to claim and falsely the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, better known as DMCA, is illegal and will be countered. Hello, this is Holocaust Perspectives, Worldly Financial News Report for the week of June 7th, 2026, and I'm your host, Everett Day. These are exciting events that we will cover today. Fraud is starting to peek its ugly head out of the ground as we are restructuring the financial system globally, and more information is coming to the forefront. What is shared to provide proof that we have been misled on many levels and the steps taking place to create this new financial system? This question and many more will be answered on this week's edition of Holocaust Perspectives, Worldly Financial News Report. And as always, we start off the call with some informative videos to share while others join the live call. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure, as always, to come together, share concepts, ideas, and the latest news events to get a full understanding of what the hell is going on in your world. How's everybody doing tonight?
All is well.
Like hearing that, that's for sure.
We've been planning for this, guys. We've been preparing for this. It is coming. I'm going to hit you guys with some heavy stuff today. We're going to start off really strong, okay? We're going to go back. We've talked about all the lies, all the fraud, all that, okay? So we're going to go into some of the things that have taken place. Some of your chins are going to hit the floor today. I'm going to promise you that. Probably in this first segment. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, because when I found it, I got excited because I was like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to put this in. I could not wait to put this in.
Bring it on.
I'm trying. I had a file that wouldn't let me open. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna have to probably go back and grab it. Okay. All right. So let's start here.
Just got a question.
Yes,
while
Ms.
you're
Kimball.
doing that.
Okay.
Okay. The last thing that you showed, and it said something about the EBT card and your debit cards and all that may not work for a minute. So in that process, what are we supposed to be using if we have to transact something or take care of some kind of bills or whatever, and especially if the dollar is going away.
Right. Okay. So what have we been preparing for? We said get gold and silver, right? So you have something tangible that you can trade with.
Okay.
Okay. Start there. Okay. Because what you're going to see is if physical dollars are no good, you can, all right. So prime example, when they had the shutdown in Canada, remember the trucker thing that took place? I think it was was it 2021, 22?
Yeah.
When the truckers were protesting, there were people that, I believe there was one or two people that literally went to the store to get gas and they paid with silver rounds. It is true money.
Yeah, but these stores, do they have that asset on hand to give back change or whatever?
That's the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have you have to figure it out. If silver's trading at 70 something bucks, okay. I don't know. I don't have a solution for you at this moment. No one's been here before. Where the physical money that you have is worthless.
So now you got me pulling the little hair on my head out.
I understand.
That's why we stocking up on food, and that's why we stocking up, because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But make sure you can eat.
And even with your stocking up, you still got to rotate it because we're stocking up so early. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, but see,
we are.
Now keep in mind, okay. I do have a printout that I kept that shows what expiration dates, how long canned goods will last past the expiration date. I believe it's up to 2 years after the expiration date. Okay.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, I would have to like scan it in and
Well, just take your
email
time
it.
whenever you get an
Even
opportunity.
when
Thank
you
you.
Google it, you can Google it because I do that all the time. How much after expiration date on a can of veggie beans or something like that, and they usually
Right.
tell you.
Thank you. Yeah, also keep in mind, guys, the whole premise behind the expiration date, it says it's best. So that
Mhm.
means it's at its prime condition and best as far as flavor, taste, and all that. If it's canned, it's been cooked. Okay, so they'll put stuff in the can and then they'll cook it in the can. Okay, that's how tuna, whether you guys know it or not, like tuna in the can, they cook it in the can.
Yeah.
So that's why it's water or oil. They put the piece of meat in there and they put the oil in or the water, and then they'll cook it in the can. Okay, so that's how they get it. So it's not like it cooked, they cut it into pieces and throw it in the can. It's those kinds of things. So just keep that in mind. We were planning and preparing for this day. It is coming. I can't sit up and tell you specifically what day and what time is going to happen, but it is going to happen. We are in the
It's
transition.
happening.
It's
As we
happening.
speak, it's happening.
It is. I mean, Trump is. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was sitting there in front of Congress, the panel, whoever, and he was advocating to get Trump to get their approval because Congress has to approve to allow Trump's face to go on the bill. You know that, right?
Right.
It ain't okay. It has to be approved by Congress because according to the laws and how they set everything up, it cannot be a living person. So they're advocating right now. He already said if they won't approve it, we already have a backup plan. Okay, so it's not that necessarily that his face will be on it, but his signature will be there. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. There's a lot. You are in the transition right now. Do not be surprised if in this week you wake up and something has moved for you. I don't know, but it's happening because this is the month. We're already 7 days in June. They're in the process of changing the money right now. We're going to go through a lot of stuff today to show you transitioning is happening. If you were here early, you saw some of the videos I played. The gentleman, I believe his name is Lorenzo. That was the gentleman with the big mustache. I play him all the time. He's a wealthy guy. He made money on crypto. He's heavily in. He literally said, Wall Street bent the knee. This happened here. The DTCC, trading is happening. Everybody is already here. They're doing perpetual futures right now. Guys, the whole reason why the stock market crashes is because they had to wipe out all the people that were doing longs on crypto. That's why I said invest in spot. Don't do longs, don't do shorts, because you don't know the market, how it's going to go up and down. Okay, so that's what they did. All the people that were going long, because we know long-term crypto is going up. So a lot of people were investing heavily into crypto saying, I'll just go long on it because it'll pay me 10 times when crypto goes up. Well, they just turned around and cleared the books. They literally cleared the books. Crypto went all the way down to 2.04. It is now trading at 2.15. And it's been climbing. I've been watching it. I watch it every day. I know a lot of you guys are all the time, but I constantly just look at it. It's just been ticking up all day. I saw it go from 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 15. Okay, so it's fluctuating right now, 2.15. It's going to rise. I don't have the exact date, but it's happening right now. So let's get into this stuff, guys, because I got a lot of stuff. I'm going to blow your mind if you can hang out to the end, because there's some things that are going on that you got. I mean, guys, this is crazy. No one has an idea. You have to remember, no one who's alive today has witnessed what's about to occur. Okay? And if they did, they were too young to even understand what was taking place. It was 100 years ago. Keep that in mind. All right. So let's go here. I want you guys to see this. It says list one or a dozen of the unconstitutional codes and statutes. Okay. I'm going somewhere with this stuff, guys, because I'm going to blow your mind in this first segment.
In America, the Constitution was supposed to be the line no government could cross. Back in 1803, the Supreme Court case Marbury versus Madison changed everything. Chief Justice John Marshall wrote words that still shake the system today. A law repugnant to the Constitution is void. Read that again. Void. That means if a law violates the Constitution, it was never supposed to have power in the first place. The founders didn't create government to rule over rights. They believed rights came first and government came second. So the real question is, how many people obey laws they've never even questioned? Because history shows something dangerous. When people stop knowing their rights, power grows unchecked. The Constitution wasn't written for comfortable times. It was written for moments when citizens would need to draw a line and say, no further. And maybe that's why most people are never taught to actually read it. What's one law you think should be challenged against the Constitution? In America.
Okay, so let's keep going, because like I said, I'm going somewhere with this. So keep that in mind. It says here, worldwide banking panic. Central banks around the world anticipating a dollar collapse any day now. This is necessary for the introduction of the new financial system. The media will call it a global glitch. The politicians will call it an unexpected event. This person says, I call it the switch. Like I said, guys, you are sitting here watching the transition happen right now. Okay, it says, are you ready for the new financial system? Now, remember, we talked about Trump signed 2 executive orders. I'm going to paraphrase it. Executive Order 14406, which was restoring integrity to America's financial system. He signed it on May 19th. And he signed the other one on May 19th, which is Executive Order 14405, integrating financial technology innovation into regulatory frameworks. It says here, effective date, these executive orders are effective immediately. Remember, he turned around and gave crypto the ability of being able to bypass the bank. It says U.S. debt clock has been upgraded. It says, look at this. U.S. debt clock quietly updated several sections this week. Treasury reserve, sovereign wealth reserve, restitution per taxpayer, fraud clock AI, 50 state credit union banks. Most people are focused on the numbers. I'm focused on the language. Why rename hidden wealth to sovereign wealth reserve? Why add treasury reserves and fraud recovery metrics at the same time Congress returns to work on digital asset legislation, tokenization, and financial modernization? He says, maybe it's not, maybe it's a glimpse into where the conversation is heading. Either way, the narrative is shifting from debt to assets. Here we go.
So here's the number. From 1998 to 2015, it was 21 trillion undocumentable adjustments at DOD and HUD. Okay. But wait, the bailouts between 2008 and 2012 plus were 29 trillion. Okay,
My
so
word.
now 21 plus 29 is 50 trillion. And then the going direct injections after the going direct reset started in 2019 during the pandemic were another 5 trillion. So that's 55 trillion without even counting the quantitative easing. So I always tell people we don't have a financial problem, we have a bank robbery.
Yeah.
Right.
Catherine Austin Fitz. We don't have a financial problem. We have a bank robbery. 55 trillion stolen by Washington, D.C. since 2008. 21 trillion of that funnel into dumps. I'm excited about it. All right, today, Congress dropped 7 new crypto tax bills. House Republicans introduced 7 crypto tax bills to be discussed at House Ways and Means Committee hearing this week. This was posted on June 6th. The proposals exempts staking and mining rewards from taxable income, creates a $10 de minimis exemption for gas fees, and offers a voluntary disclosure program for past crypto tax reporting failures. Okay, I'm excited. I really am. All right, so here we go. It says banksters' enslavement of America. 1930 bankruptcy, the betrayal of the Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the D.C. Corporation. True full significance of FDR's Banking Act, or the part that the Universal Commercial Code, or UCC, played in the subversion of our constitutional courts. Keep in mind, I played you a video that talked about whatever is not lined up with the Constitution should be null and void. There's a reason why I put all this stuff together. If you can tie the lines, okay, listen. It is established that the federal government of the United States was dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act of March 9th, 1933. 48 Statute 1, Public Law 89 through 719, declared by President Roosevelt being bankrupt and insolvent. Didn't I share with you guys within this last month that they posted in the news that the Treasury stated that the United States was insolvent? Everybody see, history's repeating itself. We are insolvent. We have no money. We're bankrupt. It was at that moment that America transitioned from a republic to a new communist democracy where the crowd reigns. It should be the crown, okay? No government can be a company, and no company can be a government. Since 1933, all crimes are commercial.
1871, the banks incorporated the United States and called the United States a corporation. And when they created the District of Columbia, what they did was they put that corporation in the District of Columbia. And they said that the members of Congress were actually managers of that corporation. And they said the president of the United States was actually the president of that corporation.
President is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United States of America. The president is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United States of America.
So we're not living
we got some people in there
in
say
the
coincidental, right?
in the country that we think we're living in. And what I've actually done is I have said that we are under something called state capture. And I have said that there is an interregnum. And if you look that word up, that means that we don't have a legitimate government. And when the founding fathers wrote this Constitution, they realized that the bankers were trying to pull a fast one on us.
It's time to wake up.
If you like this video, please do me a favor, like and share with others so we can all learn this stuff together as we build out this community. It is up to us to take the time to gain the information and learn how to move appropriately, because no one's going to save us and no one's going to do it for us. You guys got to check this out. Northern Trust Corporation. Who owns the IRS and the bar? The banks are owned by the Northern Trust Corporation, including Wells Fargo, that is owned by the Bar Association. Are you guys catching me here? I'm going to click on something. I want you to see this. It says the SEC info basically tells you that the IRS and the American Bar Association are the same organization under the Northern Trust Corporation. That paperwork was accompanied with the claim that they did not owe any taxes. The document was admitted as evidence, and the law firm declared bankruptcy and left the state. The banks are owned by the Northern Trust Corporation, including Wells Fargo, that is owned by the Bar Association. Dun & Bradstreet is also owned by the Bar Association. Every time a judge makes a judgment, being a bar member, you know the rest. Everything always go through the railroad, over the ocean, and then to the crown, then to the Vatican. Remember, we talked about the Trilateral Commission, right? DC ran the military, the Vatican ran religion, and the crown controlled finance. All this is being torn down. Northern Trust Corporation holds the IRS company. File number 0774471, incorporation date 8/23/1971. Entity, Northern Trust Corporation. Entity kind, corporation. General residency is the entity type, and the domestic state is Delaware. Okay, registered agent information, the Corporation Trust Company. It says Wilmington, Newcastle, Delaware. Okay, but listen to this. The first name of the IRS, 1933, Internal Revenue Tax and Audit Service, Incorporated, July 12, 1933, gives a file number. This is the right lineup. Central Trust Company of New York owns the Corporation Trust Company, which is the registered agent for the Northern Trust Company. Northern Trust Corp is the holder of, listen to this, IRS Corporation, JP Morgan Chase and Company, Citigroup Incorporated, American Express Company, Spider Gold Shares, General Electric Company, Wells Fargo and Company, United Health Group Incorporated, Bank of American Corporation. So if you want to present a suit to the Northern Trust, you have to address it to the Corporation Trust Company. The Federal Reserve is also listed as a religious organization. Did anybody even catch what I just said? The people who print your money is listed as a religious organization. That's why they don't pay taxes. All of the state courts are listed as private nonprofit corps, too, and all owned by the Bar Association under the Northern Trust Corporation. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm not going to read all this. I wanted you to see this stuff. This is really, really crazy. I will drop this for you guys, for all those that want to. I know I got some tech people in here. And you guys can open it up. Now you have the actual PDF. You can go and you can take a peek at it. Like I said, I'm here to share information. We got to figure this stuff out. Government services corporations are not lawful government. Very few people believe all federal, state, and local governments are corporations. Operating as corporations, they have no actual lawful jurisdiction unless you have accepted their contract offer to subject you into their corporation. I have found that they refuse to honor private contracts, which they have accepted by their implied consent to accept the private contract offers. Keep in mind, now do you understand how Trump can sue the IRS? This is interesting. Like I said, we didn't know, but now we do. Next thing I got, the name John Doe is a fiction. The name was created by the state. People are not the name, and the name is not the people. The name is the Sestui QV Trust, created by the state for the beneficiary of people. Also, here we go. On December 26, 1933, 49 Statute 3097, Treaty Series 881, Conventional on the Rights and Duties of States. The Congress replaced the statutes with international law. That's why we run maritime law. Everybody see. Placing all states under international law. They changed. God, this is crazy. We were sold off, man. This is it. This is Holocaust Perspectives Worldly Financial News Report for the week of June 7th, 2026. Strive to be your best in each and every situation. Leave the result as is because it's a result. Find a way to raise your vibration so high that the matrix glitches, lights flicker, and stagnant, dormant, and negative energies all transmute just because you stepped into the room. And I'll see each and every one of you at the top. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you hanging in there. And I'll talk to you guys later.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Closing was